Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about you gotta treat it like a real job. Doordash driver says he made $1,200 after working for 26 hours. You know, I always love seeing how much other drivers are making, especially when it's in a condensed period of time. $1,200 in 26 hours is pretty solid. I do see the statistics here, and I'm actually impressed that the customer tips are not actually higher. But that being said, it is something to note that the more you hustle, the more money you make. So with that said, I do want to talk about everything that is being said in this article, how it actually is for DoorDash drivers and gig workers of any app, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A DoorDash driver is touting how people can easily make more than $1,000 on the app in less than a week. Now, they say less than a week, but are we talking about a 5-day week, or are we talking about a 7-day week? What's going on here? In a recent video, user Amazing 911 Dasher claimed that he worked for 26 hours from February 20th to 26th and made $1,261.77. Last week of February, you made well over $1,000 in 26 hours. That's pretty solid. Now, granted, that's 26 hours is active time, not dash time. Dash time, he worked 38 hours and 14 minutes. That means during the 38 hours he was online for, he was actually delivering for 26 of them. I'm trying something new out, he said. It's my first time doing this really, but I'm a DoorDasher and I can't go back to a W-2 job. Can't go back because you don't want to, or can't go back because you actually can't. Because I'll tell you what, I could go back to a W-2 job, like possibility, but I don't think I would ever want to personally. The creator said the amount he was paid was pretty average for him and encouraged others to try the app if they're interested in a side hustle. You know, that's one thing I think all of us can agree on. Regardless of how much we hate the company as a whole, how they operate, their shady business practices, they're a solid side hustle. And I think that's part of why we're angry at all of the shady business practices, because we see how much potential there is in this app. But because there is so much shady behavior going on that we almost have to be like these tyrannical monsters all the time, and it's leading to some of the most toxic environments out there. If DoorDash was just a clean company, this would be a lot easier to deal with. But let's be honest, as a company, they're not going to be clean. Like, it's money out here, at Amazing 911 Dasher said. You gotta just come out here and get it. And this is not working all day for me. This is coming out 5 hours in the daytime, 2 hours nighttime. So if I could do it, you can do it. I'm going to leave his TikTok as well as his profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. I will say this, every market is different. We don't know what his expenses are like, but I do see what he's saying about this. Like, you can genuinely make a lot of money for not all that much effort. Commenters on Amazing 911 Dasher's video largely said they appreciate his encouragement. I appreciate this because I'm just starting and I'm really anxious about it, one commenter said. Hey, you know what? I understand that 1099 independent contractor work is a little intimidating for some W-2 employees, and I guess there is a level of reassurance you can get from watching TikToks and seeing other people do the work. So good on you. Some also expressed some hesitancy over whether delivering via DoorDash was worth it, given the gas mileage and cars wear and tear. Others noticed the gas mileage is something one should keep track of when filing income taxes. Yes! Track your miles. It is so important to do that. I received an email from one of my subscribers not too long ago, BC. Thank you so much for sending me an email about this, making this portion of the video possible. Saying that she got an email from DoorDash telling her how many miles he or she was driving on the platform. And realistically, that number wasn't even close to how much she was actually driving. Because DoorDash doesn't want you to end up saving money. They just want to keep you on the platform as long as possible. This goes right back to the shady business practices. This is one thing I will say about doing gig apps like this is that you gotta treat it like you're in business for yourself. He said to treat it like it's a job. No, you gotta treat it like you're in business for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you gotta keep track of your expenses so you can write them off on your taxes later. You don't account for gas and maintenance on the vehicle you drive, one person said. It ends up being very little profit long term. Well, like I said, the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal. It's never the goal. And not to mention, I feel like you're downplaying it a little too hard here. If you have a car that doesn't require a lot of maintenance, right? Then you're not going to have as much problem in terms of actually making a profit. Most people end up making serious profit on these apps. A viewer responding to these types of comments wrote, "Don't let these people knock your hustle. Even after gas and maintenance on the car, it's still more than what a 9-to-5 pays." This prompted the creator to reply, "I don't pay these MF no mind. I'm getting my money." That is 100% true too. Like, most people working a 9-to-5, not only are they not making as much, they don't even get to keep as much of the money that they're making. A W-2 job will tax you, and then you have to take the money from your paycheck after taxes and pay off your expenses with that, leaving you probably 20% of your actual paycheck for yourself. You're making more revenue alone with DoorDash, UberEats, and Grubhub. You're using your expenses to write them off like you're supposed to, and you're still making more profit than they are making in their actual paycheck. So don't let these crabs pull you down and rip you apart. You keep hustling, king. Another user claimed that the TikToker's earnings were simply a honeymoon phase, writing, "Be prepared for the $2 for 10-mile orders." The creator retorted he had been doing this successfully for 4 years. Bold of you to assume right off the bat that he's a new driver. Like, if he's making that much in a very short period of time, that doesn't mean he's a new driver. Could he be cherry picking a little bit more? Sure, but if he's happy the way he's driving, let him do him, man. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. He says that you gotta treat it like a real job. I respectfully disagree. You gotta treat it like you're in business for yourself, like you're a business owner. That means you're committing a lot more than what you would commit to a job. No offense to him on the subject. And I'm sure he meant it exactly that way too, but I think that a lot of people who work in a W-2 job don't realize how much more commitment it actually takes to be a DoorDash driver. That's why there's so much turnover on becoming a gig worker that there actually is. Most people don't realize what it actually takes. And obviously, it's going to depend market to market. This driver earned more in DoorDash pay than he did in customer tips, where in most cases, it's flipped and the gap is wider. At least it was for me. Not to mention, if you're a cherry picker, you're probably going to have a lot less miles on your car, a lot more dash time, and a lot less active time. And the fact that people who work W-2 jobs are knocking it as hard as they are, you know it's because they don't really know what it takes to be a DoorDash driver. All in all, good on you for making as much as you're making in the short amount of time that you're actually working. Keep getting your bag, king. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!